My goal when starting to act too was not like, oh, I'm gonna move to New York and be an actor there. No.
Run! What?
It was just like I would take these intensive weekend classes and they would talk so much about the school and I loved the work that they were doing. So I was like, let's figure this out. How can we make this happen?
Maybe I changed my mind.
Oh, did you know?
You know what?
But everyone is such an artist. There's so much art everywhere. And you're not, that's I think the most humbling thing about New York.
Your essence, your manner. I want you to see me. Look at me.
A lot of people tend to get focused on like, what's the next big step for me in my career? Do I need to move? Like, no, there's so much happening here. There's so many opportunities here.
So all of this to say, you fell on your ass. So what? That's not who you are.
It might not bring the vanity of like, oh, I need the recognition or whatever, but it just, but if you're helping your community, I feel like that's so much more valuable.
I agree. Welcome back, guys, with another episode of Breakthrough. We are back with another one of those Montreal version, because I'm in Montreal right now. In today's episode, we have someone very special. One of the first guys I actually met when I started out as an actor back in 2018. I started at House of Actors. He was there. He was performing. He was also, were you like a teacher at the were you coaching?
No, I was just an assistant.
Yeah. But guys, without further ado, Joshua Bilbao, everyone. How's it going, Joshua?
Hello. I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. I've been wanting to just like grow my circle in Montreal and like interview more actors over here. But honestly, man, thanks for coming.
Of course.
For coming on the pod and sharing your wisdom and your experience with us all. It really means a lot. Okay, so before, because I know you and I we met back in 2018, and you were assistant. You were also like an actor. You still are. But just like take us through like your debut. Did you like did we like roughly start at the same time? Did you start before that? Like what made you start acting? What made you fall in love with acting? Just take us through the whole journey into
till now,
the man that you are today.
For sure. I mean, for me, acting was something that I was never one of those people that grew up knowing, oh, I wanted to be an actor. Like that was not my case at all. It's when I moved here. I moved here when I was about 2011, so I was 14 at the time.
And you moved from
Mexico City.
Nice. Yeah.
And I had to pretty much learn French. They gave me like, because when you move here to Montreal, you have to learn French.
You do, eh?
And I was put in these accueil classes, and I had to do a second year of accueil because I was just not taking French too seriously.
Right.
But instead of doing art plastique, they were like, hey, do you want to try to do theater so you can like speak more art dramatique, speak a little bit more French. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Sure, I'll take it. I'll speak more French. And not only did I learn French, but I also understood that I like theater. Like theater was cool. Like classes were fun. Being on stage was fun.
So it wasn't a whim. They're like, hey, just like try.
Yeah, just try it out. Just try it out.
See how you feel. And you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just do it. And then next thing you know, you just like fell in love with this.
I didn't fall in love with it. I can't say it was like, oh my God, this is my thing. It was just cool. It just was fun. It was interesting. It was new.
Yeah.
And it just sparked a curiosity, if I may put it like that. It wasn't like an instant, like I found my calling. No, not at all.
It was like oh, there's something there.
There's something there. Yeah. And I started like, for example, going to the after school play thing. And I would just sign up to theater classes in school. And I was just like, well, this is cool. And I have free time. Why not? And I had a lot of teachers that were like even the drama teacher there was like, you should pursue this. This is really something that we think you would be good at. And I was like, nah, no way, I'm not an actor. Like I didn't come from any artistic background. So I was like, no, I'm going to be, ironically, what I wanted to be at the time was a French teacher afterwards. I was like, yeah, I know. I wanted to be a full
you went from like not wanting to learn French, becoming a French teacher, man.
Yeah,
that's a first, bro.
It's crazy. But then I went to CEGEP to become a teacher. And then I realized like,
okay, so you actually moved forward with this.
Yeah. Like that was my life plan. I was like, I wanted to be a French teacher for like the same way my like teachers taught me French. Like I wanted to be teachers for people that had just moved here.
Wow.
Because like my teachers had a big influence on me. They would really push me
Bro,
forward.
you kind of make me wonder how good is your French now? Like,
Honestly, like I'm so involved in the English like community that my French is like kind of there, but not as well as it was like in high school.
Right.
But I still speak it and understand it perfectly. It's just that like that was the goal. But then like I went to CEGEP and I realized, I don't like French that much. Like I'm not passionate about this to teach it for the rest of my life, you know?
Right.
And then I had this
So you realized this like, halfway through the program or something?
Yeah, like, well, I did about like 3 semesters, but at the second semester in CEGEP, I was like, this is not my calling, man. Like this is not, like I love teaching. I love teaching, but like teaching French was just not what I thought was going to be the thing for me. Like I just don't think this was it.
Yeah.
So then I had a big moment of like, what is fun for me? What was cool? What do I like doing? And then I went back to acting. It was
back to the dramatic arts days.
Yeah, like I remember just it was fun. It was fun to be on stage and like emotions like were like well received. And I was like, oh, I'm an emotional person. This is cool.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, I'll make the jump, and I quit CEGEP. I fully invested. Well, fully. In 2017 is when I started taking acting classes. That's when I took my first class at House of Actors.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it was pretty much, I would say from 2017 to 2021, it was like training / auditions for short films, like little independent projects and whatnot. But it was really just understanding what acting was about for me. That's when I went to like House of Actors, but I also went to New York. I did a bunch of, like I studied a 2-year conservatory program in New York.
Yeah.
And once I graduated, that's when I feel like my professional career started. Like that's when I had an agent, and I started booking gigs, and I started, I produced my plays, I was doing theater. I felt like that up till now is where I really started feeling more like a professional actor. So it's been a total of like 8 years, and I would divide it like 4 years of being like in training and 4 years of just taking it more as a profession and just more seriously. So that's how I got to here today.
Love it. Yeah. And so when you left high school, because I know you did like a bit of drama in high school. When you left high school thinking that you were going to become a French teacher, were you like thinking like, okay, like this whole acting thing was cute, like was nice? Did you think you were going to revisit this at some point? It was like more like all right, we did this, it was fun while it lasted, let's move on to like, what I actually need to do here. Or it was always like kind of like in the back end that like, I might like, that was fun. There's like, maybe I should like explore this at some point, like, or.
I think it was a mix of both, because there was a part of me that was like, there's no way I can be an actor. There was just, that wasn't a reality in my head.
Right.
And not out of like negativity. Well, it sounds negative just saying it, but it was like, I don't come from an artist family. I don't understand how you can make that happen.
Right.
But it really stuck with me that so many people would tell me like, this is your thing, bro. Like you should make this your thing.
People in high school would tell you this.
Yeah,
right?
like I went up to my French teacher and I was like, I'm gonna become a French teacher, and she was like, why? Like you should be an actor. And I was like, why is the French teacher not proud of me
Even
for
the
trying to be a French teacher? She's like, I'm like, okay, I won't be insulted by this, but sure, I'll become an actor.
Bro, that's so funny.
But that's what always stuck with me. Is like, why do people tell me this? And the truth is, I did love it. Like in high school, like I love it. I maybe feel like a big word at the time, but I was so into it. Like I would take it so seriously, and it was so fun for me. So there was a part of me that was like, this was fun. It sucks that it's over. But then when I had to make a decision on like, I'm not going to be a French teacher, what do? It was like, acting is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was like immediate. There was no like too much figuring out. It was like, no, I want to be an actor.
Right. Interesting. So did you know like what you were signing up for? Like no. I mean, I guess like, because obviously like, did you think that acting was like any other job, like being a fucking carpenter, like a fucking accountant, like, it's like a 9 to 5. Did you know like what were you going up against by thinking like, hey, okay, I want to be an actor? I was like, okay. Did you know that like the unpredictability of the job, how how unpredictable, how vague, and how volatile the industry is? Like, did you know, like, going into this, like, oh, did I need like a plan B here? Or I'm just gonna go into this. I'm gonna fucking make it happen. Like, what were you like? What was your mindset like going in? Like,
my mindset was very much like, this is the plan. Like, I never had like a plan B. It was just
so it was like acting or bust.
Yeah, like, but it was just like, it's acting. Like, it wasn't even bust. It was just like, it's gonna be acting. But I had no idea what the industry was.
Right.
Like, I didn't know. I knew the rejection. I had an idea there was a lot of rejection.
Right.
But I had no idea really what it was to even get an agent, or the process, or the training. I think the training was the biggest thing that I really didn't understand, because in my head, like, the craft of acting, where I see it now, was nothing compared to what I thought it was before. Like, before, in my head, it was like, for me, acting was like movies and just thinking of like big stars and whatnot, and you're just like, and now it's like, that's so far away from
There's much more than that. Yeah,
it's the total, like, stardom and fame and all that is such an idea that has really nothing to do with the craft of acting.
Yeah,
and
it's unfortunate that that's what the average person only sees.
But why wouldn't
just
they?
The fame, like they don't see like the story, the character depth, all that stuff that we actually do care about.
Yeah.
That is more important than the actual status itself. But it does bring once in a while.
I think that that's the irony of acting, because the truth is, like, real like actors that love their craft have nothing to do with that whole world of fame, and like,
if anything, they didn't ask for this.
No, it just
like,
happens because
they were so good that it's just like it happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people do want that, and I don't judge that either. I feel like it's good to have some sort of extra motivation to like pursue your career.
Yeah.
And you have to play the game. That's how I see it too. Like, this is a game at the end of the day. There is an industry. There's a business side of this that obviously, if you know how to market yourself, if you know how to sell yourself as a brand, you're likely to get more gigs, bigger roles. People are going to want you more because you bring traction to your project.
Right.
But I don't feel like when I think of the craft of acting, it's become such a, that's the biggest shock, I think, that from going from someone that just wanted to be an actor to like understanding the depth of, and still discovering till today the depth of what acting is, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. No, I agree. Let's just go back to, I want to talk a bit about your time in New York.
Yeah, for sure.
When you moved to the conservatory to do theater school. So what prompted that move? Like, how did that happen? I know you said you were thinking about, well, first of all, how did you even hear about Tom?
So basically he would do workshops in Montreal. He would come for a weekend, and they were all over Facebook.
So just for those who are lost, Joshua went and did how long was it?
It was a 2-year program. It was a theater school program in New York City for the Tom Todoroff Conservatory.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it was very much like my goal when starting to act too was not like, oh, I'm going to move to New York and be an actor there. No, it was just like, I would take these intensive weekend classes, and they would talk so much about the school, and I loved the work that they were doing. So I was like, let's figure this out. How can we make this happen? And I made it happen, you know, and the experience there was like incredible. Like, I'm living in New York City. New York has become like a home for me. I love New York City. The people there are incredible. The art is incredible. The dedication to it. It made me understand how much art is an actual career, like being there, like how it's treated seriously, how people like it's not.
You go on Broadway and you watch all these shows, you're like, my goodness.
But everyone is such an artist. There's so much art everywhere, and you're not. That's, I think, the most humbling thing about New York is like, you're not special. Like, you're not a special because you're an actor. Go work at a restaurant. There's like everyone there is trying to be an actor. Like, everyone is an actor. It's like, oh, you're an actor, cute. What do you want? Like, what do you want with your coffee? You know, like no one cares, like, and that's such a humbling thing to have, because here in Montreal it happens that you're an actor and people are like,
oh you're an actor, you're going to restaurant, like, oh my gosh, what have you been on, like, you know, what have you done?
Everyone's like, okay, move on, like, what do you want, you know? And it's great, you need that, because sometimes our egos can get very big about being an actor, and over there it's like, okay bro, like, yeah, we're all actors here, what do you want? And like, you think you're special, there's like 7 like you in this city that look exactly like you, and they're probably more talented than you, and it's like,
so you
gotta work your ass off, and it's an expensive city, so you gotta work too, and it's like,
by far probably one of the most expensive cities in North America.
Nowadays, it's the most expensive. I think it's the most expensive city in the world.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, working there, being there was amazing. Studying there was amazing. Seeing the shows there were amazing. It was unfortunately cut short, the experience of New York, because of COVID. Because I went in 2019. and then 2020 hit, and then we did the rest.
Like a year in, right?
Yeah, but I finished it online. Like I moved back here and I did it online. And as much as COVID was like a very hard time for a lot of people, I think for me, in terms of my career, it was a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was like, okay, now I'm back in Montreal. I'm learning still how to act, theater school and whatnot. But the industry was kind of dead, and yet so many people wanted to do projects. So there were so many like underground indie projects happening with no budget that suddenly had like all this incredible gear and equipment, because these rental houses were like, well, just use it because no one's renting and we have no one has money to pay. So it ended up boosting my career in many different ways. Like I worked with a lot of incredible people during that time while I was still in school. And technically while I was still in school is when my former agent reached out being like, hey, do you want to sign with us because you're doing work and we know this person and that. So yeah, that whole experience was so incredibly necessary for me to become an actor going to New York.
For sure.
Yeah.
What would you say like were the main takeaways leaving the conservatory to come here? Like, did you feel like I mean, I guess like you obviously became like a better, there's no way you go to theater school and you become like less good.
No, for sure.
So what did you walk out with, like, like from the conservatory that like, oh, I'm going to go back to Montreal now. I mean, you were already in Montreal doing this online, sorry. But I guess like the takeaways, like, what did you learn that really, I guess, you took with you moving forward in this career?
How to audition, how to rehearse, and how to...
So you had no idea what was that before going to the conservatory?
I knew what it was, but I think in the conservatory, it was so much more in depth. Like it was treated, in my opinion, as 3 separate things. And sometimes I think, at least I'll speak for me, I always thought it was like one big thing, and when you look at it as 3 different things, like there is a audition process that is going to be very different from the rehearsal. I think I also really took away how to rehearse and how to like how to not take myself seriously in a rehearsal process, so I can let go and just be more free when it comes to performances. I also feel like I left with a very good grasp of how to tell a story. And I think that's something that feels obvious for a lot of actors, but I think that we work so hard on understanding how to like to put it in a phrase, like what's the architecture of the scene? Like where does it start? Where does it end? Because I feel it's very easy to like, as an actor, like see the emotion or like, oh, I need to like work on this because this is important. But how do you tell a whole little story in a small scene? And that's what I think like I really took away, just how to, and it sounds very obvious, but I think we worked on it in so much depth, and I saw so many people, like arcs, like that is for me one of the things that I feel like is so engraved in me today. And a bunch of other things, like I'm getting very like surface level right now, but like I learned how movement affects me as an actor, how much music affects me as an actor, how I have a whole routine for voice to work on my voice, that I learned from them.
Stuff,
Exactly, and there's just so many things that obviously every actor should have, but sometimes when you are, like at the time I was doing just weekly classes, I was trying, or one intensive week of acting, but and those experiences are incredible, but when you have it full time for 2 years, it rewires your brain, so that's, I think it just gave me a whole new work ethic on how to become a more dedicated actor.
Love it. And I'm guessing like you still use all, a lot of these tools even today in your auditions and your scenes.
Sure. No, it's still there, very present.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so you did that. You're back here now. So I guess like I want to touch a little bit on your producing, because you're also a producer. You've put up a lot of films. You've written a lot of plays. You put up a lot of plays. I think that's fascinating, and honestly, like I commend you for doing this. As you said, I think like every actor should also, write their own stuff, be a producer, like be involved in the craft, not just in front of the camera, but I guess like behind the camera. You don't have to, but also like it definitely helps. Just like knowing what's actually going on behind the camera. If you can put your shoes, if you can put yourself in the shoes of like the people that are behind, well, you can better serve them.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how did this like, I guess this love for producing, or this this interest for producing start? Like, were you thinking about producing when you went to New York, or did that just came after? And like this whole writing the films, producing the films, how did that come into the picture?
It came actually before New York, because when I first, the first ever short film I booked was like a non-union, independent, no budget short film, and the project was, you know, it was what it was, but I connected a lot with the people who made that project, and they became my friends.
Interesting.
So then when they came down to making their next project, you know, I was in the room with them, and they were kind of organizing it, and I was like, well, let me help you guys organize your project. You know, I'll be what you would call a producer, but I didn't even know what a producer was. I was just like, let me help you organize this. Okay, we need to figure out the food, we need to figure out the location, and then it just, acting and producing became hand on hand, because I would do so many projects with these guys that we would just connect over producing. Felt like, okay, you're gonna act, but we also have to organize all these other things. So my mindset was always like, okay, I'm producing and acting, and acting, and then when I would only have to act, it was so nice because I wouldn't have to think about all these other things.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But when it came down to, okay, now I have to produce, that never felt like a burden, because I'm like, yeah, that's how I've been learning how to do this. So once I left New York and came back here, well, that mindset was always there. It was always like the self-starter of like, okay, now I have to keep on working. And I think now that for me, acting and producing are hand on hand. Like if I'm producing, it's either for a friend that really wants my help, and if it's my project, it's because I'm going to act in it. Because I just like to create my own opportunities as an actor. So, so that's kind of how it started.
Nice, but it seems like you're deeply immersed in this right now, right?
Yeah, I love producing. I love producing.
You're as much of a producer as you are as an actor, right? So
you could say that. I find it. I love it. I love thinking about I love knowing everything about a production. Like I first of all love knowing like what's the budget, who's our team, what do we need, what are the locations, like that. I don't know why that drives me crazy, but I love knowing about that. And on top of that, if I get to act in it, it just has a whole other motivation of like, oh shit, like now like I'm acting in this. You know, not to say that if I wasn't, let's not make it incredible, but when I'm acting, there's a little bit of an ego boost of like, okay, let's make this fucking shit incredible. You know, I'm gonna be on the screen. You know, so it's an ego thing, but it definitely is like a little extra layer of like, I'm producing this, you know?
Right.
But yeah, all that to say, like, I love producing. I think I'm still more of an actor than a producer, but producing is always going to be there.
Of course. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love it. That's something I want to get into myself. I think like, you know, in proper time at some point. But obviously I want to make sure that I establish myself as an actor first, and you know, get like a good base, and then perhaps navigate my way into this, slowly but surely. I did notice, like, as I was looking up on IMDb, that you were on the Recruit.
Yes, I was.
Which was filmed in Montreal, and believe it or not, they actually moved over to Vancouver.
Sick. For the season 2,
for
right?
season 2.
Yeah, nice.
And I did audition for the Recruit a couple times, actually. So take us through how did that happen? I know you, from the moment you auditioned for this, from the moment you heard back, was there a callback? Was there a shortlist? Like, how did you get it? And did you think that you were going to get it?
So I auditioned for this part. It was like November of like 2000. Like, I don't remember, but it was a couple of years ago. And I submitted my audition. I remember I didn't overthink it at all. I think I had like a very busy day and I had the deadline to submit the audition. So I was just kind of like...
Sent it in.
Just sent it in first, second take. Okay, let's go. I like it. Yeah, it's funny. Cool. Let's do it.
2 takes, sent it in.
Yeah. And then I sent it to my agent. I didn't hear back for like 2 months. So I was just like...
Yeah.
I honestly forgot about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then my agent messaged me being like...
So you didn't think you got it at this point? Like 2 months in, you're like, oh, it went for someone else.
Exactly. Yeah. And then 2 months later, my agent's just like, oh, you got the part. And I'm like, oh. Like the part that and the scene, just for context, I got I get tased. Like
you get tased, yeah.
I get tased and I like fall. And I was like, wait, like the tasing, like that's what I got? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, sick. And that was my first actor credit too.
So how did you, I'm very curious, how did you get tased in the audition? Did you kind of...
So like...
Did you pretend like you were getting tased? Like, did your friend sort of help you? Like,
no, not at all. Like, it was like 4 lines. I had a box because I'm delivering some flowers, and it was just like, I go up, I walk into frame, say the 4 lines, and then my character for some reason has a gun, like with him. So the guy says gun. I look down at the gun. I look at him, and all I did was like fall, and that's it. Like I didn't have to have someone come in and do something at all.
Yeah. So you just got like, I mean, you pretty like to get tased. Like,
show that I can see, like I can show you guys I know how to get tased, I guess.
Yeah.
And then fall, and then I had like 2 more lines. So all I did was come up, just feel a little like tired, and be like, say the lines.
That
it worked out. It was great. It was amazing. And then like going on set too, I remember it was freaking cold, man. Like it was January or February. Okay. Oh yeah, it was like minus 17.
Where did you guys film? What was the scene filmed?
It was far, but in Montreal. Like I don't know where, but it was a drive.
Was it like in the suburbs, or
in the suburbs? More in the suburbs, because I had to drive there for a while. But it was all in Montreal.
Right.
And yeah, it was like a minus 17 day, very cold.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
It was my first actor credit, so it was very much like a new experience. And it felt like I had done so many non-union projects at this point, big non-union projects, small non-union projects. I've done so many gigs at this point. And being there, getting on set, having like your own trailer, having someone like be so responsive to you, take so much care of you, and just having it just was so rewarding. And I also shared the scene with Tristan Delala. Do you know Tristan Delala? He's like a very big actor in Montreal.
The name sounds familiar. But
he's an incredible actor. I look up to him a lot, and he was my scene partner. Okay. But the thing is, when I just started, like when I told you I made that leap from teacher to actor. I was going to these actor mixers, even though I was an actor. I just wanted to like meet people in network. Right, yeah. And I met him there. Okay. And he was such a like nice and kind person to talk to, but so humble too, you know? And I'm literally coming off like, oh yeah, I just, I'm taking some acting class. And he's like, yeah, I've done Assassin's Creed, I've done this. And you're kind of like, I play Assassin's Creed, man. Like, it was such a like cool moment. But I told him like, I just quit my job to like do this, because that's a whole other story, but I quit my job to focus more on like classes. Yeah. And he bought me a shot. He was like, hey man, you got this, follow your dreams, it's gonna be good. Wow. And then that was the first interaction you had with him. Yeah. Before you guys met back again at that on set. And I saw him a couple of other times, but that was my first time talking with him. So when I got to be on set with him, and he was the guy tasing me, it was like. So you had no idea that it was gonna be him. Like you found out. I saw the call sheet. On the call sheet, you saw it. But it was still like, whoa, that's crazy. That's like I look up to this guy, man. Like, and I get to share a scene with him. Like he was. I really have a lot of respect for him, and he. I mean, his career is something that I think inspires a lot of Montreal actors. Like he's always working. He's always like regulars on shows. And anyways, sharing that. Is that the guy who tased you? He tased me, man. It was like sick. This is awesome. And being on set too. It was a quick shoot. It was like 4 hours. Like we were like shooting for like 4 hours in total. And then it was a wrap for me. But that experience. It's definitely the biggest project I've done in terms of status. Like Netflix show. I think at some point it was like the #1 show in the US and Canada. So it was very much at the top. So definitely the biggest project, and I have a lot of love for that experience. So that's so cool. Were you because like, I mean, I hear this all the time, because obviously, as you said, like it was your first actor credit. Going on set, like, were you nervous? Like, oh man, I can't fuck this up. I gotta fucking look professional. I gotta look like I know my shit. No. Like, did you go into this like you were locked in? I was locked in, 100%. I was so locked in because of the fact that I have done a shitload of projects at this point, non-union projects. I had done so much projects before this point. You've been there. It's just like, it's a professional set. That's it. Right? And like the first times I did projects, that short film I told you where I met all my friends. I was so nervous for that. Because I didn't know what I was doing. Right. I had taken probably like 1 acting class or 2 before I got that short film. And then there's like this big ass camera in front of me, and I'm like, And getting to set, I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. Like I felt like I earned it. I felt like I worked. I've been working for 4 years on my craft. I went to school. There was zero nerves. And it's the most I had acted. Like, it was the fruit of your hard labor, literally. And there was so many people on, like there was over 50 people on set just watching me, and I was like, oh, I earned this. Like, this feels so good. So zero nerves when it came to that. And I feel like nerves come and go, but now I think the nerves only kick in when it comes to like in-person auditions, because I'm less used to in-person auditions because everything's now so virtual and stuff. But when it comes to being on set, once you know your lines, you know what you have to do. Tell me where to look. Okay, let's go. Let's shoot the shit. Like, it feels very natural for me. Right, so, love it.
Sick, dude. Way to go. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This is really, really good stuff. Yes, we want to see more of that. Now, I want to talk about the Montreal industry as a whole. I want to know your thoughts a little bit on the industry, like the filming industry. Do you think like Montreal is considered like a good? Is the industry considered good here? Like, do you think like we need more? Also, because obviously we also have Montreal has like the French industry, which is completely different from the English one. It has two different ballgame, different stuff. The French industry obviously is huge because Quebec is the only French-speaking province in Canada. But as far as the English industry in Montreal, do you think like we get a lot of projects? Do you think we don't get enough? Do you think it's hard to book? What are your thoughts on the industry itself?
I think Montreal is a perfect place to start your career in.
Yeah.
I think if you are interested in acting, Montreal is a great place because you get enough, like there's enough work for you to get an idea of like what it is to audition, what it is to book a gig.
Yeah.
But it depends on what you're comparing it to. Because if you're comparing Montreal to like Chicoutimi, well, of course, like Montreal is the place to be, right? But if you're comparing Montreal to like Toronto or Vancouver or even bigger cities in the States or any other place like in the UK, London, like, there's a huge gap there, I think that Montreal is what it's meant to be. And I have so much love for this industry. I have so much love for the Montreal like theater and film industry. I think we've done a lot. There's always, I think, we could always do more, but we also have our own restrictions on what it is. It's not easy for all the productions to come to Quebec and film, right? There's restrictions with French, like you were mentioning.
Also, the weather sometimes is not always ideal for people, man. I mean, I know
it gets very cold.
I was talking to, Alert, the show?
Yeah.
It was filming here for the first season. And the second season, again, like the recruit that got moved to Vancouver, I was on Alert and I was like talking with the cast in the middle of the take and they all said the same thing, man. It was cold as fuck to shoot in Montreal. I don't know how much longer we could have gone.
No, it makes sense.
So it's a very cold city, especially like if you're doing outdoor shots in the winter. I mean, in the summer it's fun, there's no problem there. But in the winter, like on -40 and stuff like that, it can be rough, man. Especially if you're not on if you're not warmed up correctly, you'll feel it, man.
But I think just to go back to like, is there enough work? I mean, it's how you see it. Like we were talking about producing, right? And if you're only on the actor perspective, I think that no matter where you are as an actor, you're always gonna feel like, oh, I'm not getting booked, or why am I not getting submitted for this or that? Like there's always gonna be something that you want that you feel like you're missing. So to just put it on Montreal sometimes feels unfair, like I find, because I think that Montreal has so much to offer. And,
it does,
And thinking more as a producer, there's an extensive amount of grants to create projects here, So like, I think that actors need to start looking at it more from that perspective. It's like, okay, maybe there's no auditions, but did you check out that latest grant that just came out with this much funding for these possible projects? And are you creating a project for this? Because you should, because there's money to be, like you can be now the person giving jobs instead of waiting for the job. So I love my industry here. And I think that will I move away one day? Maybe. Will I stay here? Maybe. I don't think it's my time to decide that now. But I have a lot of love for Montreal.
Do you think it's possible for someone who is starting out in Montreal, for example, do you think it's possible for them to really break into this industry, go up the ladder, hopefully get like an agent in LA, land something big on a TV, on the movie? Do you think it's possible for this to happen in Montreal, or do you think some moves needs to be done to other cities?
I think that so it's not a standard, if I may say it. Like it's not like it happens to every actor in Montreal that they have like agents in LA and they're moving all around in Montreal.
I've seen it. Like it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Always the time, but
I've seen it.
I've seen some people who actually did make it work.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but you can. That's the most important part. Like you can make it work, but you need to have a strategy to make that work. I don't think it's just going to be a thing of like, well, I'm auditioning and suddenly someone saw this and I'm here. Like I think we were talking about this. Like being an actor is very much being an entrepreneur. Like you have to put yourself out there and be emailing people and be creating a team, people that believe in you, believe in what you stand for. So I don't think that Can it happen? Yeah, absolutely. You can make a lot of things happen on your own, no matter where you are today in the world. So that's the thing. But is it a standard? Is it happening to every Montreal actor? No.
Yeah.
But I also don't think every Montreal actor has that goal. Like some are way more focused on theater. Some are way more focused on.
It comes down to what you really want at the end.
And that's the thing. So I don't feel like saying because it doesn't happen to everyone that it's not possible. It's because I just don't think people all want that. I think people are just happy with some things that they already have here in Montreal, and some want bigger things, and that's why a lot of actors move to Toronto or try to start moving to other cities, like in the States, like you were saying, or in Europe where there's other markets. But
I mean, because that's kind of like when I first like started acting in Montreal, I kind of got a feeling that I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like it wasn't possible to make it happen in Montreal, but it would just be harder. I would just make it harder for myself if I just stayed here. I feel like it would have been just like, I would have like an easier time going to Toronto or Vancouver.
That's what you did.
That's what I did. Yeah, I was like, I just wanted to, shortcut the thing.
Yeah.
There was just like, I mean, even like the opportunities themselves, there's just, there's more. But obviously, like, there's not something you can do if you don't have like a financial plan in place. Like, obviously, you lived in New York for a year and you probably saw how expensive the city is, right? So, so do you like do French stuff as well, or you're primarily focused on the English
I've
aspect?
done some French stuff, like I've worked in French, but I think my focus has always been in English, just because I feel like I've always naturally connected with English people in the industry, and that's just led me to keep on working in that.
Right.
But I've done French gigs. I've worked in French, not as consistency as I would have liked. And I do think that if my plan long term is to stay in Montreal, I need to. Like, there's so much more work in French,
Yeah.
And I think that it's an industry that is calling for actors. Like, there are opportunities. So I think, I can, but English is my focus. My focus right now, mainly more than anything, is English theater. That's where I think where my
Ironically, like, funny enough that you're actually mentioning this, I'm really enjoying theater right now too.
Oh yeah?
There's not a lot of theater in Vancouver. It's like a known fact. This is something that we need more. Unfortunately, there's a lot of film and TV, a lot of productions, American productions go up there to shoot. But unfortunately, the two things that are lacking are theater and comedy.
Oh, really?
We don't get a lot of comedy, like sitcoms and stuff, and we don't get a lot of theater.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I've been really dabbling with theater lately, and I really, really enjoy it, I gotta say.
Here in Montreal?
No, in Vancouver.
Okay.
I did like a play not long ago.
That's the best, man. Theater's the best.
It's really fun. I didn't think I would, in the beginning, I didn't think I would enjoy that as much, but I was like, wait, why am I enjoying this so much? But I don't know. I'm really dabbling in this right now. Like, unfortunately, there's not a lot of theater in Vancouver. Hopefully there's like more here. Like I would be down to fucking join a play and just like do this.
The thing how it started for me in theater was because I went to theater school, obviously, and like I told you, I did theater in high school. But when I decided to be an actor, for me it was more like film. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a film actor and stuff.
Same, yeah.
And then when I was in school, but I had moved back here. I had a friend of mine, Vanessa, actually from House of Actors, that reached out being like, hey, we should do a play.
Yeah.
And there is a play, like my favorite playwright of all time, and I recommend you read him if you haven't. He's called Stephen Adly Gerges.
Okay.
The two plays I've produced have been his plays. I didn't write them. It's his work that I've put up here in Montreal.
Right. So what are the names again? You said
one is Jesus Hop the H. Well, his name is Stephen Adly Gerges.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the plays I produce is Jesus Hop the A Train and the Motherfucker with the Hat.
Okay. Yeah. I think I saw a lot of stories about the Motherfucker with the Hat.
Yeah, that was the most recent one. So.
Sick. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wasn't in town, so I wasn't able to catch a screening or like a show, but. Are you guys are done? Like, this is like done? You guys done with this, or?
Yeah, no, this was like, I produced those two, the first one.
Did you act as well?
Yeah, I acted in it too. Yeah,
amazing.
For sure. Lead roles, I had to. Like, I fucking love, sorry for swearing, but I love.
No, it's okay, man. It's uncensored.
I love those plays. Like, I love, Stephen Adly Gerges writes incredibly. His writing is very funny. Like he was one of the first playwrights I was ever introduced to, and when I read his plays, I would laugh out loud by myself just reading them. And that doesn't happen to me often when I read. Like I'm very like cerebral. Like I'm reading something and I'm like, oh, that's funny. Yeah. But to have a physical reaction to it, literally, like he would do that.
Yeah,
so
you're
much
really connected to the material.
So and they were so these plays were always saying something without putting it too much in your face. Like he would share different perspectives just because these characters live these perspectives without feeling imposed as a playwright. And like Jesus Off the A Train, that's my favorite play of all time. It's a story about a guy, his name is Angel Cruz, that's the role I played, who pretty much shoots a cult leader in the ass. He like shoots him because he with a gun, you know, and this cult leader brought his best friend into the cult and brainwashed him. And he's mad. He's like, that's not right. People like this should not exist. So I'm going to shoot him in the ass. He didn't kill him though, but he shot him in the ass. So this whole play happens in prison after he's done this. Oh shit. And it's pretty much him reflecting on what he did, but also being confronted by his, could say his cellmate, who is a serial killer who has found God in prison. And it's just these fascinating interactions between them that are very like uncensored. Like they're not talking philosophically. They are, but like in a street way of like, fuck you, motherfucker, I don't agree with you. And it's incredible what they go at. And the play is so harsh and so real, yet it makes you laugh the whole time. You're like, how is this funny and so good? And Motherfucker with the Hat, that's the one I did last year. That one was just like, that's also an incredible play, but it's way more, it's different themes. It's more about a guy that got out of prison and he finds a hat in his apartment. That's not his hat. And he goes to his girlfriend being like, whose hat is this? It's kind of like The Mask. A little bit, you know? But he's more like, whose hat is this? Because this is not my hat. And she's like, it's your hat, bro. And it's like, no, I'm convinced it's not my hat, so you cheated on me. He's like doing all these conclusions. And then you're in this like, and then it leads to him kind of down spiraling and being like, I'm sure she cheated, and it's everything that happens after that moment, and it's just incredibly fast, incredibly funny, incredibly raw. And anyways, I recommend you read his plays because they that one got nominated for 3 Metas, like the Montreal English Theatre Awards. No way, dude. Way to go. Fuck yeah, let's go, man. Sick, bro. Congrats, dude. So from that point on, it's been very like, the goal for me is now just to keep on creating theater. I love creating theater. Go. How were the reactions for the first one and the Motherfucker with the Hat? So for Jesus Off the A Train, did people like enjoy it? Like you could tell from I don't know what I was expecting the first time, to be honest with you. It was my first play. It was very much like, first play like after school, you know, like high school. I don't produce something, see what happens. But I love the play, so I was like, I would put my heart and soul into it, especially in the character work. Like I really was researching a bunch. I was like working every day deeply with my lines. I was just researching all the time about like prisons and just had a huge fascination with this character. So I knew I put so much work into it, but how it's going to be received, I don't know, because the play is very raw. It's very unapologetic with its language. And man, people loved it. Like people were, at least the people that loved it told me. I don't know if someone didn't like it. They haven't told me yet. But they really responded positively to it. We won. We were nominated for a couple awards at the Broadway Montreal Theatre Awards, which is like, it's more like people get to nominate you and vote for you. And we won like Best Direction, I believe. And like it was just very well received. And that really fueled me to be like, oh, I want to do another one of his plays. Because like, if people react well to his work, I never see his work being put up in Montreal. Let's bring more of him here. So that's when I brought the Motherfucker with the Hat. And that's when I was like, okay, well, let's aim for a meta nomination. Let's aim for this. Let's do a longer run. Let's be more ambitious with it. Because I learned a lot from that first run. And no, doing that Motherfucker with the Hat, I was really not sure how that was going to be received either. I was like, because it's very raw. It says a lot of like crude shit that you're like, oof. But people loved it. Like people fucking, I'll say people loved it, but like I don't get everyone's reactions. Maybe some people really didn't like it, and that's fair.
Yeah.
But
well, you can't please everybody. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think his writing is for everyone, but for me, it really speaks to me here. And I mean, man, we got nominated for 3 Metas, like, and like the Metas is where like the big companies in Montreal get nominated, right? And like, I'm not a theater company. I'm just like
that's crazy.
A guy putting up a show,
literally.
And I did all the steps to potentially get nominated, but would we get nominated? I don't know.
Yeah.
We got nominated for best.
You weren't trying to go for like an award or anything. You were just like trying to put up a show.
Being real with you, I did want a recognition. Like I was hoping like, okay, a nomination would be sick. Awards, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like I was aiming to be like, let's get there because that would look great on my next grant application. Like my project got nominated for this or won this. So you know, it makes it more legit. So it wasn't for the I got nominated. It was more like I can now say this on my resume. You know, I can say I did this. And when it did, I got nominated for best independent production, best actor, which was fucking nice, and best supporting actor, which was Iman Bélanger. First time acting too. It was his first time acting as in theater.
Crazy.
He fucking killed his role. He was playing Cousin Julio, and he was incredible. So
you said like you played Angel Cruz. Did you have like a? Were you playing like a Spanish guy in that?
Yeah, these are Latin roles. Like these are Latin roles that are like they're from New York, and because I lived in New York, I feel like I'm not from New York at all, but I really
you brought in like a bit of a
that little
Spanish,
New
York accent a little bit.
Exactly, like the Norican type of vibe. Yeah, man. Like so, I connect a lot with these characters. I connect a lot. So seeing them on stage and working with them on stage, like was, So the next play.
How big was the cast? Like how many of you guys were on that?
Each were 5 actors. Yeah, each play was 5 actors.
And who directed it again?
Rahul Gandhi. Rahul, he's like
both of them.
Both of them. Yes, he's my roommate now, actually, and he's an incredible director. Like this guy is like I look up to him a lot too. Like he right now just got back from directing a play in Prince Edward Island. Wow, which is like massive. Like his play is doing super well, and now I live with the guy, and he's just one of my closest friends right now. So, but
where to go, dude?
But yeah, the next play is not gonna be Stephen Adley Gerges anymore. Okay, it should because I think that's
explore new territories.
Yeah, I don't want to be just that guy. You know, like for sure. But I would love to do his work here and there. But I think the next play is something that I'm writing on, and just gonna bring that to the stage.
Dude, man, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm down.
For sure.
I love plays. I'm actually like really trying to get into that stuff. There's almost nothing in Vancouver. There's barely anything.
In Montreal, there's not that much too. Like I think there's just.
But see, like that's what I'm trying to say too. The fact that there are people like you and others who are literally taking the initiative to actually go out there and put up plays. You know, I only know like a handful of people who does that in Vancouver. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a big hub for that. There are some guys who are doing this, you know, and, you know, Mitch and Mary, which is the one that I did like the short plays and social with them. They do like plays every year and they're phenomenal, man. Like they're so good. If you ever go to Vancouver,
I would love to go to Vancouver.
Just let me know, man. You know, we'll grab a drink. You know, I'll be your tour guide.
For sure.
Hopefully we'll catch like one of those Mitch and Mary theater piece. They're phenomenal. They're so good, man. Yeah. Like Aaron, shout out Aaron if you're watching. Aaron, he's just like such a phenomenal artistic director, actor, acting coach, everything. He's amazing. So is Kate, his lovely wife too. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me know. I
For sure.
I'm really enjoying plays right now, so I would love to be involved in some capacity.
I'll let you know as well when I go see a show because there's
let me know
I'm always trying to grab shows in Montreal and there's a lot of shows. So
let me know. I'm always down, man. Like I as I said, like when I left Montreal, I did not realize I did not have a circle. Like of in acting, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know anybody. I took like a class and I left. Yeah. It was like kind of in a whim, right? So now I'm finding myself like more in Montreal every now and then. I'm like, hey, like might as well just try to, you know, meet some people and like, you know, deepen my connections in the industry. Like, you know, hopefully if I can get involved and, you know, obviously this podcast is obviously helping too because, you know, I'm reconnecting. Because the last time I saw Joshua, believe it or not, was like back in 2018. Yeah. This is the first time I'm seeing him in 7 years. I'm not even joking. It's crazy, yeah. So like, you know, the podcast brought us together. Yeah. I know we've been like, you know, chatting every now and then.
For sure. But we follow each other's journey pretty much.
Exactly. But, you know, we live in 2 different cities. It's obviously like really, really difficult. But, okay. So this is a question that I usually like tend to end the podcast with, but
sure.
I think it's an appropriate question to ask because we spoke about producing, about your acting career. Where are we heading? Like, where is the end goal here? Where is Joshua be like? When is Joshua gonna be like? Okay, we've made it. Like we're there. Like where are we going? What's the dream here?
That's a very good question because I think it might not be as grandiose as maybe as it might sound, but like I just want to make a living at this, man, and just be consistent with it. Like, and that means as a creator, like I just want to be living off the things I create, and also supporting other people's stories that I believe in any capacity. Like if I'm a producer, actor, director, or even just a simple PA holding, bringing coffee, like I'm very down to help out people and their stuff. I think if I can sum it up is I just want to live off what I'm passionate about. And I don't mean just, I want to be acting all the time. Like, no, passion for me has been very much a mix of everything. Like, I think there's phases that I'll be writing for a couple years, and there'll be phases that I'll just be producing, and there'll be moments that I'm just acting.
For sure.
And maybe it'll be everything at the same time. But for me...
Do you have like aspirations to perhaps like try to go to LA, try to make it happen, go for the whole thing, go to New York? Is this like on the table, or is that like you're more like focused on doing your own work and trying to monetize that?
I think for me, it used to be about, especially New York, like getting to New York and like being there. I'm focused on Canada now.
Okay, that makes total sense.
I think Canada has incredible art. And
plus we're nicer too, so. Plus we're nicer too.
Yeah, people are so nice here, and I...
Just kidding, guys. I love the Americans too.
Well, but anyways, but they, I think... Okay, let me put it like this. What is the goal? I want to help add my part to what is Canadian art. I want to add my mix of what is Canadian theater, Canadian film, to what is already what is happening already. Like there is already an immense amount of Canadian theater makers and filmmakers that exist already that are working. I want to be part of that history. I want to be part of that. I want to add Joshua Bilbao to the list of people that have been creating and always supporting others. Right now, I think I'm still fully in like learning and creation mode, but at some point, I want to become that person that can mentor someone that's younger and that's motivated and that wants to help out and add their parts to Canadian history of filmmaking, of theater making. I don't think it is anymore going to LA and New York. If life naturally brings me there too, like I'm very open to whatever
you're not opposed
happens.
to it or anything.
But I think that I'm so focused right now in Montreal. I'm so focused in I'm going to in a couple months now to Banff to work on a theater program over there. Like I got accepted to work there as a not work like part of the program.
Banff is not that far from BC. I mean, if you ever.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many things happening here in Canada that I think like as Canadian artists, like I'm Mexican Canadian, but I'm still here. Let's bring up the work here, let's like let's get it to, I don't want to say like we're not at a great level, but like let's always add our mix to it, like there's something happening, let's bring more work, let's bring our word, let's bring our stories. So that's where I'm at. I think that's the goal. That could be it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it makes total sense. And again, the fact that you're open to the journey, I mean, if you ever book something and that requires you to move abroad, I don't think you would say no, right? Like,
of course, no. For me, it's if I can travel and work, that's the best, man. Like, that's the absolute best.
We never know, man. We never know. Obviously, like, it's always harder for us Canadians to land these bigger roles, especially because, the bigger one goes to Americans. It's just how it is. It's the nature of the industry. But, I mean, we never know. Like, things are about to change, hopefully for the best. Obviously, like, with the volatility of this whole U.S.-Canada relationship right now and Trump imposing, threatening to impose tariffs on things that are not made in the USA, which is crazy because our industries are so like, intertwined. Right? So like, it's just, I mean, hopefully it's not going to scare some people off from coming up here and,
but even if it does scare them off, like we have resources, we can do our thing.
Yeah, we can just make it happen. If they're not coming, we'll do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean by like let's add our mix to Canadian history, because I think a lot of people tend to get focused on like, what's the next big step for me in my career? Do I need to move? Like, no, there's so much happening here. There's so many opportunities here. And are they as extensive as other countries? Maybe not, but like, there's still something we can make happen here. And it might not bring the vanity of like, oh, I need the recognition or whatever, but but if you're helping your community, I feel like that's so much more valuable.
I agree.
Like, if you can help the people in your surroundings, if you care about recognition, get recognition through the people around you, the people you work with every day.
If anything, these are the guys who are going to support you first before the audience that barely knows you.
Exactly.
The other.
Build those relationships. Stay working with them. Like, because if you have a good relationship with the people around you, man, you're never going to miss work. You're never going to and you're going to be excited to go to work. You're going to be, I don't know. So I think like, let's build Canadian, let's redefine what Canadian filmmaking and theater making and arts are, and let's add our mix to it, and that's what it is for me.
Canada first, baby. What a great way to what a beautiful way to end this podcast. But Joshua, man, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
for sharing your experience with us, your knowledge, your wisdom. Obviously, it means a lot. We do a lot of these episodes, guys, because we're trying to inspire people who are at home to really go after their dreams. And sometimes the reason why it's called Breakthrough is just because we very often associate breakthrough with something really big in our careers, like a series rag or like a lead role or something. But it doesn't have to be that. I'm not saying that it's not, but
exactly, it can be
small wins, right? Like, as you said, Joshua creating his own thing, putting up his own piece, like writing the films that you produce and all that stuff. These are breakthroughs in themselves, and it doesn't have to just be about acting. Like, if you're watching and you're, I don't know, you want to lose some weight, you want to make some cash, and you're not sure how to do this. Well, I mean, look, we're making it happen. We're not fucking famous either, but we're taking some steps. We're actively trying, and we're not perfect. We're failing a lot, but hey, we're still there. So hopefully that gives you some motivation to keep going and go after your dreams. This is what this podcast is all about. So thanks, man, for coming on and All right, guys. That wraps it up for today. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.